The purpose of this video is to address a pretty major problem that I'm seeing start to pop up right now with these COVID transition plans that I hope does not continue, but is currently kind of problematic. I want to just give you a few things that I've been trying that seem to have been working. So this video is for people who were on a COVID forbearance plan, meaning you were current, COVID hit, financial hardship, the bank very graciously probably offered you a COVID forbearance, which you accepted, but you're now realizing that you have a private investor on your mortgage. So there are 5 main government-backed investors that are not private. Those investors are FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, VA, and USDA. Most mortgages across the country right now who took these COVID forbearances are backed by one of these 5 government investors. If you have one of these, this video doesn't apply to you. But there are several mortgages popping up now that were offered these COVID forbearance plans, but now that it is time to transition out of them, the private investors aren't bound by any of these transition plans that the government investors are. So these 5 government investors said, we want to make sure that at the end of the COVID forbearance plans, the full amount doesn't become due, right? If you go on a 12-month forbearance because you're having financial hardship, at the end of 12 months, you don't have 12 months worth of mortgage payments, or you would have just paid your mortgage. So all of these other lenders have figured out ways to kind of try to offer people things like loan modifications, partial claims, deferments, repayment plans to kind of get them current without messing up their household finances. But the private investors do not have to do these government programs. And what's unfortunately happening right now is they're not really trying that hard to help. They're kind of doing the thing where they're saying, hey, your full payment is due now, let's see what you can do. And it's very, very, very unfortunate. My personal opinion, right, is that homeowners should never have been offered a COVID forbearance plan by a private investor if there was not going to be any structured way to transition out of them. That is one of these deliberate ways that lenders find a loophole in the system, and they really mess with homeowners while trying to appear like they're helping them. And so if this has happened to you, number one, understand you're not alone. This has happened to several people. I'm sure your front-end representative told you 12 months ago, oh, no big deal, just go on this COVID forbearance and then resume making your payments at the end of the 12 months. Well, now that you're trying to make your payments, the bank is telling you, well, we can't review you for a loan modification, or we don't do that, or you have to make these really high repayment payments, right? Okay, you can pay us double payments every month. So all this weird stuff is happening with the private investors. And so what I have a few of these going on right now, and what I have done right now is make kind of a breach of contract argument, right? So these front-end customer service representatives said to you on recorded calls, it will be fine, you can just resume making your mortgage payments. That information is information that you relied on and it kind of encouraged you to take these COVID forbearance plans, right? My guess is you wouldn't have taken this plan if you'd have thought at the end of it you'd have to come up with all this money. And so you need to put in writing aggressively to your bank and your investor that you relied on this false information from your bank, you accepted this plan, and now you feel, duped and like they breached their end of the agreement. This is going to be a little bit more of an aggressive fight. So if this is describing your situation, I strongly recommend you partner with an attorney as soon as possible so they can help you. But if you're going to try to do it yourself, you need to put in writing kind of what happened, what you were told, and you kind of need to encourage the lender to go pull those recorded calls and listen to what you were told at the beginning of the process. And then I would say absolutely make sure you're filing complaints with the CFPB and with your state's attorney general's office. There are instructions and a video on this page about how to file a CFPB complaint. The other thing you can do is request the name and contact information of your investor directly from your servicer. They will tell you, if you request, who's my investor, they will tell you this is their name, this is their address, and you will want to reach out directly to your investor in writing and tell them that this has happened to you and that you're not going to take this lightly. I would use language like I'm consulting with a litigation attorney at this time, and then actually go consult with a litigation attorney and see if there's anything you can do. So I will continue to post updates as I go, keep fighting these to see if I can think of anything more helpful for you guys out there. But if you are somebody who took a COVID forbearance plan with a private investor, it is not guaranteed that you will have these government protections, and you need to kind of get out in front of that. Now, there is a possibility that while the government plans might not apply to you, that your private investor has loss mitigation programs available. Not all of them are screwing homeowners like this. Some of them have loan modification programs. Some of them have repayment plan programs that are affordable. And so, your first step is to ask what's available to me to resume making payments. But if you are one of these people that's being told that nothing is available to you, it's time to consult with an attorney. Good luck.